The first day at a new school is hard enough. You're the stranger in a sea of faces, the one everyone stares at because they've never seen you before. But for Maya, it wasn't just hard, it was a test of survival. She walked into Lincoln High with her books clutched tightly against her chest, eyes scanning the hallways for a friendly face. All she got instead were whispers, curious glances, and the occasional smirk. She told herself it was normal. Everyone stares at the new kid. But what Maya didn't know was that 3 particular students had already marked her as their next victim. It started small during lunch. A trip in the cafeteria line, an accidental bump spilling juice down her shirt, and mocking laughter echoing from the corner table. Maya tried to shrug it off. Her father had taught her that reacting only feeds the bullies. Be calm. Stay quiet. Don't let them see you flinch, he always said. But silence, she realized, sometimes only makes them bolder. The next day, things escalated. In the hallway between classes, one of them, a tall boy named Carter, knocked her books to the ground. Oops. Clumsy much, he sneered while his 2 friends laughed. Maya bent down to pick up her books, ignoring their voices. But she could feel heat rising in her chest. It wasn't just humiliation, it was anger. By the 3rd day, the bullying turned into a public spectacle. It happened in the gym. Maya was sitting quietly on the bleachers during free period when the group approached. Carter grabbed her bag and dumped its contents onto the floor. Another girl, Sierra, kicked her notebook across the gym, smirking as the crowd started to notice. What's wrong, new girl? Too shy to speak? Sierra taunted. Laughter rippled through the students, and the bullies basked in the attention. But then, Carter made the mistake. He reached out and yanked her ponytail hard enough to make her head snap back. In that split second, something in Maya changed. She stood up slowly, her eyes locked on his, her breathing calm and steady. The laughter around them began to fade, as if the room itself sensed something was about to happen. Without a single word, Maya stepped forward. Carter smirked, thinking she was going to walk away. But instead, she grabbed his wrist in one swift movement, twisted it behind his back, and shoved him forward until he was kneeling on the ground. Gasps erupted from the onlookers. Carter winced in pain, unable to break free. Before his friends could react, Maya turned and blocked Sierra's shove, sweeping her leg just enough to send the girl stumbling backward onto the floor. The 3rd boy froze, suddenly pale. You want to mess with me? Maya's voice was low but sharp, like a knife's edge. This is your last warning. She released Carter, who scrambled to his feet clutching his wrist. The 3 of them backed away, no longer smirking, no longer laughing. They didn't even look at her again, instead, they turned and left without another word. Word spread like wildfire. By the end of the day, everyone knew about the new girl who took down Carter and Sierra in less than a minute. But Maya didn't feel proud. She didn't celebrate. She went home that afternoon, sat in her room, and let out a long breath. Her father's words echoed in her mind. Sometimes silence is strength, but sometimes, strength is speaking loud enough without saying a word. The bullies never bothered her again. In fact, weeks later, Sierra came up to her in the library and mumbled an awkward apology. Carter avoided eye contact but kept his distance. Maya didn't hold grudges, she knew hurt people hurt others. But she also knew something more important: no one has the right to make you feel small, and if you stand tall once, you may never have to fight the same battle again. In the end, Maya's story wasn't about fighting, it was about self-respect. She didn't want to be feared, only respected. And sometimes, it takes just one moment of courage to rewrite the way the world sees you.